It was rather an accident. The vineyard came with the house. My husband, Bob, was in the Royal Air Force pilot, and he was looking to retire so that we could give the family a bit more stability. We've been knocking around Europe and various parts of the UK for a while. And so we wanted to locate back in this part of the country because he was going to re-roll onto civil aircraft. And so therefore we had Gatwick, Luton, Heathrow, all within driving distance. So consequently we wanted to locate back here. I grew up in this area, so we knew it very well. And yes, the vineyard came with the house. So it was a case of, oh, Carol, you're not working, so why don't you take on working the vineyard, and we'll go from there. And that's exactly what's happened. When the vineyard was planted back in the 80s, sparkling wine was not on the horizon. So it was very much German varietals for making still wine, and mainly whites. So we have a selection of white grapes here, Chardonnay, which was the anomaly in that mix, really. But grapes like Reichensteiner, Huxerreber, Bacchus, and these were the ones that were really being planted a lot in those days. And in fact, we found that as using them as varietal wines, they make some fantastic wines. Really, since we've been making the wines here, our reds have really come on leaps and bounds, and I would say that we have two fantastic reds. Bob's doing a fantastic job in the winery. I'm saying fantastic a lot, aren't I? He's doing a great job in the winery, making these reds, and we are getting, every year now, we are getting some fantastic results from the red wine. So I would say that our Pinot Noir is great. It is fabulous. It's more on the French style. We barrel age both our reds, so they're getting a bit more complexity and concentration, and so they really are well worth trying. And as far as English reds go, I think we make two of the most drinkable in the country. Yeah, mainly local to the vineyard. We generally sell to shops within about a 30-mile radius. There are a few further afield, but yes, generally within about 30 miles. We also sell to a couple of multiples, Waitrose, they take two of our wines, and also Mid-Counties Co-op. I'm just trying to think. Mainly it's farm shops, independent wine shops, delicatessen. They are the main ones that we sell to. And there's a whole load of them out there. And it's amazing how they have managed through the last few months in slightly changing the way they work. We have pubs which have changed into off licenses. And so we started selling to a new started in 2019, decided that we would have a Thames and Chilterns English Wine and Food Festival, and to be held here at Brightwell Vineyard. It was all local food, people who set up their street food, and they came to us for that day. We also had a farmer's market as well, so there was a little bit for everyone. And I was in the wine tent serving the 30 ml tasters of wine that people bought vouchers for. And I was just pouring all day. It was non-stop. I had a couple of my kids helping me because it was just so busy. The wine tent, you could not move through the wine tent. It was so busy. We had nearly 800 people come on that one day. So we said, damn, we've got to do it again, haven't we? So we had it all planned for this year. It was going to be last weekend, the last weekend of May. And the weather was glorious. And unfortunately, of course, nothing has happened. So we decided the next year, and that will be the next English festival. So not just one day, it will be over 2 days, over the whole weekend. And we will have the same again, the big wine tent, hopefully more vineyards from the TNCVA, but music, street food and farmers market, and a kiddies play area.